Welcome to my channel. First video publishing on here, really just taking the step and moving forward with this. It's something that I've said that I wanted to do for a very long time and have just been sitting down twiddling my thumbs doing all the extra research that I don't need in order to get started. So everybody has to start from somewhere, so here we are. I'm gonna start this, see where it goes. Not going to lose anything from giving it a try. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about a few steps to start a YouTube channel from a beginner as a beginner. So here we are. A lot of the a lot of times, we say you may want to do something, but, sometimes get information overload. I know I get information overload sometimes, and sometimes it just helps to just start from the beginning and just do the best that you can with the information that you have. So I'm going to give you a few tips to start a YouTube channel if it's something that you've been thinking about doing, have wanted to do. Here's a chance or some advice or some tips essentially to get started. So the first tip is to start with what you have and start with what you know. Oftentimes, YouTube is such an amazing platform, such an educational platform. There's plenty of people to learn from, and I've learned from a lot of people. But oftentimes I would find myself maybe getting stuck or hung up into small little details that would essentially prevent me from moving forward. So as a result, I was just like, you know what, let me just start with what I got. I have a camera, I have a phone, I have some equipment that I bought because I thought I needed the latest and fancy smashy things in order to get started. But truth be told, you don't really need all that. So as long as you got a camera with a mic, or phone with a mic, or even not a mic, most of them come built in with mics, just get started with what you have. Don't wait until you have like the latest lens or the latest cameras or the latest light bulbs and things like that to just get started. I'm sitting in my office at home, literally in front of a window with a camera on the tripod. So very simple. It doesn't take a lot, but oftentimes you may feel like you need a lot of things to kind of get started or to put your foot out there or to really produce like your first video. But you kind of got to get out of your own way and just start with what you have and start with what you know. Give yourself some credit. You know more than you think you know. Oftentimes, we feel like, we need to take the classes to learn this and to learn that. And, you'll start to see that oftentimes as you continue to consume more information, you'll start to anticipate the next steps or the next resources, which is a clear indication that, you know what it is that you need to do. Just got to take the steps to act on it. Done is better than perfect. It'll never be perfect, but as long as it's done and you complete something, you'll be farther along than the next person who's still contemplating what their next steps would be. The next tip is, you don't need any more research. Sometimes I heard a quote one time that said research is the next form, is another form of procrastination. With oftentimes, you find yourself trying to do research, the deepest research, and trying to figure out what you need to figure out in order to make that next step. But oftentimes it doesn't really take all of that. It doesn't take all that extra research, and it could show up as a sign as procrastination. So you don't need any more research. You've taken all the classes, you've read all the ebooks, you've done all the online courses, but you'll really start to see the results once you start to implement those items. And that's literally what I'm saying here today. I've read all the ebooks, taken the classes, watched plenty of YouTube videos, but oftentimes I knew I wouldn't see any results until I started doing something. So here we are taking that first step. So I would encourage you to, stop doing the research, stop researching and just start executing. The next tip that I would give is give yourself some grace to change. You're starting a new YouTube channel. You hear, experts saying niche down and don't niche down and, do this or do that, but you have to do what feels right for you. You're not going to know that until you get into the work and start doing the work to really see what really fits you. You may find that niching down may not be the best thing for you, or it may not even be something that you want to do. So, giving yourself that grace and that room to change your mind or to change the direction that you're going, or even just changing your mind about doing a YouTube channel at all. Like, you're more than entitled to change that. There's nothing that's holding you back. Ultimately, the decision is up to you. So don't feel like, oh, well, I started my channel doing this and this is what they like and this, that, and the third. But if it doesn't serve you or if it doesn't make you happy or bring you joy, change it. You're allowed to change it. There will be, you may have gained plenty of subscribers doing this one thing and decide that you change, you change the course of your direction, and, don't feel fret or don't feel scared to, you're going to lose those followers that you gain, because there will be maybe 100,000 other subscribers or 100,000 other viewers who will see the new change that you have made, and you'll still continue to grow. So don't think that you can't change. Give yourself some room to change the direction if you feel like it's no longer serving you. The next tip is to work towards a goal. Whatever your goal is for your YouTube channel, or if it fits into a bigger model of a business that you're creating or a foundation, work towards something. I oftentimes like to tell myself, don't focus so much on the vanity metrics, because those can be skewed in so many different ways, but really just think about, okay, well, what's the goal that you internally want to put out? If you want to put out 5 educational videos about said topic, let that be your goal. Instead of, I want to gain 10,000 subscribers. And not saying that there's anything wrong with, 10,000 subscribers or 10,000 views. Those metrics matter, because it also shows how the delivery, or how the content that you're delivering is engaging or even impactful for your audience and for those viewers. So you can take those metrics into effect, but don't let those vanity metrics drive a lot of the decisions, which make you feel trapped within your YouTube channel or anything like that. So work towards a goal, but just be a little bit strategic about the goals that you are working toward. Next thing is to pace yourself and do what feels right for you. You may start out with a goal of, you want to publish 7 videos a week. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know anybody who publishes 7 videos a week, or maybe they're out there and I just don't know. But if publishing 7 videos a week is a lot for you, especially if you're working as a one-person team like I am, then you can scale back. Pace yourself. Maybe it's 1 video a week, 1 every other week. You can set the consistency and you can set the pace based on what fits your lifestyle. Because oftentimes what happens is when you start to outpace yourself and start to do more than you can typically handle, it starts to show up in your energy and it starts to show up in your performance. And if you're looking to put your best foot forward, then then you want to find the balance of how much you can output that's comfortable for you to maintain your energy while still maintaining your goals. The last step is to publish now, perfect it later. You may edit a video, publish it, and realize there may have been a typo in it, but it's okay, because you get better as you replay those previous videos, and as you replay and look at past things that you have done, you'll start to pick up on tips, and you'll start to pick up different things that you can do differently to make it better the next time. Remember, done is better than perfect. If you continue to wait until it's perfect for you to publish it, a lot of times you won't publish it because you will nitpick something so much to the point where you don't even want to publish it. So publish now, perfect it later. There's always opportunity to change it. And then when you look back on your journey from where you are in the future, and then you take a look back at the present, you'll really start to see, and you'll be thankful to see the journey of how much better you have gotten, all because you just published and perfected it later. You learn from the mistakes that you did. You learn from things that you did in the past. Maybe this particular style wasn't working and now this style works better. You won't know that until you publish and get that feedback and get that engagement and really view and see how things have progressed and see how things work, and then go from there. Publish now, perfect it later. Those are the tips that I have for you from a beginner to a beginner on how to start a YouTube channel, whether it's this year, next year, 5 years from now. These tips will stand tried and true and will definitely help you along your journey. Not even just in YouTube, but in anything. If you're trying to pass a test, or if you're trying to grow on social media, or if you're trying to grow a business, these tips can be applied in multiple areas of life, essentially. So that's all I got for you. At the end of the day, we all have to start somewhere. So start where you are and just build it brick by brick. It may not be the best, but at least you started, which puts you farther than most. doing a lot of ums, right? So this is why you kind of just gotta start speaking so you get more comfortable to reduce the uhs and the ums, but it's okay.